Boy, as you asked, I'm going to give you a quick cooking lesson in pork chops, and I'll do this over and over again. This is the first of many series. These are going to be really wonderful, and you're going to live with them forever. You're going to love it. Okay, get a good picture of me. Today we're going to do pork chops, and we're going to cook them. First, we're going to sear them, and then we're going to use butter, rosemary, and a sear pan, which is right here, and I'll get you one of these if you need it. Okay, so the first thing you do is you clean up your pork chops. All right. The second thing you want to do, since you're going to sear it, is you want to cut the fat. And this is what you do. I don't mean cut the fat off. You just make slices in the fat. And what does that do? That makes it so the pork chop itself won't curl up on the side. So you'll get, both sides will be seared properly and evenly. So do that. I always cook 2 pork chops at a time. The only reason because that's how they come. The second one's really good for later on too. It'll heat up really well. Okay, so we do that. Okay, now we're gonna season the pork chops. All I do is the pepper and the salt combined. Just get yourself a little bowl. Get yourself some kosher salt and some pepper. And put that in there, put it all over the chop. And one other thing, when you're gonna sear anything, you wanna get the best face first. So you look at the meat. The meat always they always hide the worst face of the packaging, so you don't buy that. So the best face is when you first take it out of the package, what you can see. You wanna sear that first. That gets the first time you sear something is the best time, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Put a little paprika in here. Not much. This gives it, make sure it gets really brown. And once you sear something, just remember its flavor. It's almost like burning the meat is what it really is. But you wanna make sure you get the fat burned too. Okay, next thing, we're gonna move over to the stove. So this is what we do. With our roasting pan, get it on medium heat. Put some olive oil in it. These kind of pans you really don't need olive oil, but I like it because when you want to get the fat browned, it works really well with it. And what you do is you wait until the olive oil starts to smoke. Okay, when it starts to smoke, and remember when you get olive oil, don't get the virgin olive oil because the smoke point on it's a lot lower. So you'll make a mess everywhere. So you want to do that. Then you want to turn the oven on because you're going to do both. So turn on bake. I use 365 and that's it. So now we're just waiting now for the oil to get heated up.
Until when?
Until it starts to smoke. All right, Kellen, while the oil's heating up, while you're waiting for it to smoke, we want to get the butter. I said we're going to put the butter in the microwave. The only reason I'm doing that is because I need the timer for the microwave. So we're going to do that now. This butter melts really fast. So I'll come right back to you when the butter's ready. All right, boy. So I melted the butter. You got to be careful because it really gets fast. It'll start bubbling over in the microwave. So I put my rosemary that I chopped up in it. So now we're ready to cook the chops. As you see, I don't know if you can see the smoke, but it's starting to come up, but you're definitely going to hear it. So go ahead and put your chops in with the seasoning side first, down. And then season the side you haven't done yet. You want to do it in kind of quickly because you're going to be timing these. You don't have to use as much salt as I do, or paprika. You don't have to use paprika at all, really, but it gives it a really good brown color, and that's what you want. When it meets color, like a brown color, that means flavor. Okay, so we're going to set the timer, the kitchen timer, for 4 minutes. And now we wait. Okay, Kellen. The pork chops have been on 4 minutes aside. This is what they look like. Okay. One thing to remember is the smoke. It's going to smoke, especially in your apartment. So make sure your fan is on full. I turned it off for now. So now we're going to do this. The butter, the melted butter with the rosemary. Put it together. Oh, first I'm going to check the temperature. This is the best thing. Check the temperature of your pork chop to see how long you want to keep it, because you're going to put this back in the oven. You want pork chops to be about 145 degrees. Okay, so that's at 114 and that's at 115. All right, so they can go in there probably for 10 minutes. But so now I'm going to pour the butter with the rosemary, spread it around a little bit. Okay, that's the first step. So now we're going to put it in the oven. I use 365. You can use what 350 is fine too. Turn the burner off, and in the oven it goes. This is the final cooking stage. Took them out of the oven. They've been in the oven for about 5 minutes, and you can see them. I hope. I can't see the camera, but I'm sure you can see them. That's what they look like. Okay, they're perfectly done. They're like a little bit over 145, which I cook mine a little bit more because they're pork. So you want to make sure it's cooked properly. And that is pretty much it for the rosemary pork chops. Okay, I got another package of pork chops in the refrigerator. I'm going to do San Francisco chops for you, which you cook on top of the stove. And then I'll send that video to you later on. So that's it, boy. Goodbye, I love you. And remember that I love you more than your mother. That's it.